Go say hi to everybody. Hi. You got your toy? Hi, darling. Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day today. It is such a gorgeous day outside today, so I figured I would get some things done while the weather is gorgeous. So today I'm going to take you along and show you how I make my beefy ranch pot roast in the crock pot. It is absolutely delicious. The entire family loves it. I can make pot roast 101 different ways, and we love it because it's just how long you cook your meat that makes a pot roast delicious. You can't just put it on for an hour or two and expect it to be tender and falling apart. It's going to be tough. Pot roast has to cook for a very, very long time. So that's why I'm going to cook it in the crock pot today. Most of the time I will cook it in the oven if I'm going to be here. If I'm not going to be, super busy that day, I'll just chunk it in the oven for about 4 or 5 hours, and it's absolutely delicious. Today I want to be outside in the weather, sunshine, and just chilling with the dogs, getting some yard work done today. So I'm just going to put everything in the crock pot, let it do its thing all day long, and it's going to be ready when dinner time is here. So let's go over all of the ingredients and we'll get started. Okay guys, here's everything you're going to need. You're going to need some of this Lipton onion soup mix. I love having this stuff on hand, especially to cook in the crock pot or roasted potatoes. So good. You're going to need some brown gravy, just 1 packet. You can use whatever brand is your favorite. Ranch powder, salt and pepper. You're going to need some butter. You can do a whole stick. We do a half a stick of butter. Just do whichever one you prefer. Some beef broth, a roast. Over here I've got some garlic powder and some pre-minced garlic. And in here I've got some carrots, celery, and some onion. So that's all good to go and just roughly chopped. The carrots are chopped, I don't know, about 2.5, 3 inches maybe. And then some random pieces of celery that I just chopped up. And a onion that I just cut into quarters. And that is good to go. So I'm going to get you guys set up and we're going to get this pot roast going. Okay guys, so we are going to just give this a little spray with some olive oil, just because I've got to refill my olive oil. We're going to put the roast down into your crock pot. Get my little hands rinsed here. And now you're just going to add in your vegetables right in there. Kind of spread them out a little bit. And these vegetables are going to cook down and get nice and delicious. It's going to be so, so good. So I've got my broth here, and we're just going to pour this all over the top. I used about 2/3, 3/4 of a cup of that. And the roast is going to make its own liquid as it cooks, so that's going to be awesome. Then you're just going to go in and add in however much garlic you want. If you like garlic, add a lot. If you don't, add 1 or 2 cloves. Okay. And then you're just going to add in your ranch powder. About a packet's worth of ranch powder. Just all over the top of your meat and vegetables. It's going to be so good. This is one of our favorites. And you're going to need 1 packet of this soup mix. I like to put this stuff on potatoes and like drizzle them with oil. And then toss them with this onion soup mix and roast them in the oven. They are so good. So you're just going to put that in there, as well as your brown gravy, just right over the top of everything. And it looks like a hot mess, but it's going to be so delicious. And some garlic powder. Again, you can use however much you want. I will have the full written recipe down in the description box below. I remember seeing this, or a similar recipe to this, and then I just kind of tweaked it along the way to fit our family. I will have my recipe up on my blog and also typed down in the description box, as well as a link to a similar recipe. So I'm just going to go in with some pepper. Again, add as much or as little as you want. I would go a little light-handed on the salt because your mixes have salt in it. So keep that in mind. And I'm just going to do a 1/2 stick of butter. But you can do a whole stick if you want. So I'm just going to open this up and just kind of dot the top with this butter. And it's going to melt down and get super, super delicious and mix with those seasonings and spices. And then give my hands another rinse. Okay, now you're just going to pop the lid on. You can cook this on low for, I don't know, well, it depends on what size your roast is. You can cook this between 6 to 12 hours in the crock pot. Or you can cook it on high for 6 to 7 hours on high. Like I said, it depends on the size of the roast that you have. If I get a bigger one, I usually put it on before I go to bed, and then it's done about noon the next day, and it's just absolutely delicious and tender. But I've got a smaller one today, so it's probably going to take about 6 hours, 6.5 hours. So yeah, I'm going to cook this on high for about 4.5, 5 hours, and then I'm going to cook it on low for the remaining hour. So I will see you guys back here when it's done. Okay guys, so this has got a few more hours to go, but this is what it looks like right now. It's still got a while to cook, and it smells absolutely delicious. It looks delicious, and I cannot wait for this to be done. I'm gonna make, when it gets closer time, you know, for this to be done, I'm gonna make some mashed potatoes. You've seen me make mashed potatoes on the channel before, but I'm going to take you through that again. So yeah, I'm just going to let this cook for a few more hours, and I'll meet you right back here. Okay, so I just chopped up a few potatoes. I left the skins on. I just like them that way. So I'm just going to bring this up to a boil, and then let these cook until they're tender. We're going to drain them off, add some more ingredients, smash them up, and then dinner will be ready. Okay, so I've got my potatoes here, and they're all mashed and looking good. So I'm going to set these on the stove to stay warm, and then we are going to check on our pot roast. Okay, so this has been cooking for about 6 hours. Uh-oh, steamed you out. And it should be nice and tender. Oh yeah, that looks really, really good. And just falling apart. So I'm going to turn this down to warm, and then we're going to plate this up. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. We're going to go enjoy some delicious dinner and just call it a day for the day, because I've got all of my yard work done. I've got everything cleaned up, ready to go. I've still got a few things left to do to prep for garden season this year. So I'm going to do that this weekend. My dogs are still outside sunbathing in the sun. They have been out there all day loving the weather, and I love it for them. So yeah, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and you can get this recipe or any of my other recipes on my blog. I will leave a link to a similar recipe down in the description box below, so you can go and check that out, which was my inspiration for this recipe. So yeah, you guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.